welcome to Super Cinema. I'm the Super Nerd, and I thank you for joining me. Let's sit back, relax, and enjoy the wacky adventures of Ronald McDonald, Scared Silly. The adventure begins in a live-action segment where Ronald's mutant-looking dog, Sunday, is watching a cheesy sci-fi movie.
There's watching that stuff.
Well, I can't stop now. The dinosaurs are eating their way through Central Park.
Is that Attack of the Dinosaurs? Why didn't you tell me? I love that movie.
Ronald likes cheesy sci-fi movies, huh? I think him and I can get along on this. I think maybe I was wrong about him.
But what actually happens is that Ronald is called by Eliza Thornberry's darker-skinned cousin to see if he and the rest of the gang wanted to go camping.
Hi, Ronald.
Oh, hi, Tika. What's up?
Well, it's a really nice day, and winter's right around the corner. So I was wondering if you and the gang might want to go camping together out in Far-Flung Forest.
Great idea. Fresh air, campfires, and I can try out my new tent and a flashlight invention.
After contacting the rest of the gang and testing out the tent and a flashlight that Ronald made for some reason, Ronald jumps down the ball pit pipe that defies the laws of gravity and physics, and he and Sunday transform into cartoon characters.
Man, you gotta get some stairs.
That used to be fun.
Then, after loading the car with all the tent equipment, the gang comes forth and enters the garage, and they all set off from McDonald Land, which makes me wonder, is Ronald McDonald in charge of McDonald Land? Or is he just a citizen? I'm really confused about how the political structure of this place works.
Als irgendein anderer. Ich bin aus euch selbst herausgewachsen. Bin einst selbst unter euch gestanden.
I kid. We all know who really is in charge of McDonald Land.
I don't know how you do it. I put together some really impressive deals. But this thing you've pulled off, it's amazing. A big and tasty for just $1? How do you do it? What's your secret? Together, Grimace, we could own this town.
As they leave, Tika treats the rest of the gang into a bit of lore about the Phantom of the Forest, the far-flung Phantom.
But what? No, don't tell me.
The Far-Flung Phantom.
Plagueis was a dark lord of the Sith, so powerful and so wise. He could use the Force to influence the midi-chlorians to create life.
Ronald then decides to lighten the mood a little bit with a good old-fashioned driving song.
Cause there is no cock like horse cock. Send your asshole into shock. You need horse cock, of course cock.
That was, wow. I didn't think they'd get that dirty in a kid's cartoon. Oh, who am I kidding? I'm such a shit lord.
A Sith Lord?
No, Mace. A shit lord. Almost the same thing, though, so I'll give you props for that.
Anyway, they eventually get there and begin hiking through the forest, and after a while, they decide to take a break. Hamburglar wants Ronald to use his magic to get them to their destination faster, but Ronald isn't having it because if they don't get exercise, those greasy hamburgers that they've been eating will likely kill them.
I mean, look at me. I slam these fucking things down, and all I do is sit around and make fun of shitty kids' cartoons and terrible movies, and I don't fucking exercise at all, and I'm fat as fuck, and I'll probably be dead in a few years because of my sloth. Hopefully.
I'm loving it.
To try and get things to go his way, Hamburger decides to sneak off into the bushes and uses a random bear call that he just so happened to have for some reason and give it a blow, scaring most of the group, but it has an effect that the Hamburglar didn't expect.
Everybody's gonna be so scared if this thing works.
Surprise, motherfucker.
And so the bear chases our heroes through the woods until Ronald McDonald finally opens a portal to the Shadow Realm and seals the bear inside.
So after losing the bear, they collect themselves and they start setting up their camp. Now, this is where a lot of the problems in this series begin to manifest, because they, for some reason, decided that this series about a burger shilling clown should be a musical. Now, of course, there's nothing wrong with animated series being musicals. There have been several in the past that have done it all right, some even outright decent. But the problem is with this one, and it'll be more abundant as we get to later installments, a lot of the material from the songs in the specials are recycled again and again and again. Whether it's the same melody, whether it's the same lyrics, or even worse, the animation, or even worse than that, a mixture of all three, it just doesn't help the series out at all, and all it really does successfully is pad it.
Pitching tents and gathering wood.
Time to work, no time for food.
Time to set up camp. Come on now, let's all get cracking.
Later on, there's time for snacking.
Time to set up camp.
After some pranks, a storm hits and they are forced to take shelter inside of Luigi's mansion, where once again they enter a musical number. Although, I will say the melody of this one is decent, I suppose.
What place can this be? Who could live in here? What family?
Somebody once told me the world is gonna roll me. I ain't the sharpest tool in the shed.
After exploring the house, they come across a room where they are met with the villainous Dr. Neocortex.
Get to the next warp room. Use the platform that appears in the center of the room. Good luck.
Everybody, on the plate.
Okay, now what?
They solve the riddle of Dr. Cortex and are able to proceed to the next warp room after defeating Ripperoo. And then after that, they enter a hall of mirrors where Dr. Cortex returns with another message.
But back to business. There are crystals to be gathered.
They then try and find their way out of the maze. And to help them, they recycle the same exact song they just sang like 2 seconds ago. And they soon find their way out. And now they come face to face with Dr. Cortex once more, who issues a challenge of riddles. Tika, Birdie, and Hamburglar fail and are swept away by Cortex's mighty winds and the ability to summon holes from nowhere. And now, Ronald is given the final challenge.
Okay, Franklin, it's my turn.
Fine. Here's a tough one. What costs nothing, but is worth everything? Weighs nothing, but lasts a lifetime. That one person can't own, but 2 people can share.
That is a tough one.
Oh, Ronald, please don't leave me.
That's it! I know the answer!
Say it now, or say goodbye.
The answer is friendship!
It's no fair. It's no fair.
So yes, as it turns out, Tika and the McNuggets were working alongside Dr. Cortex, who is in reality an annoying little piece of crap named Franklin. And when Ronald discovers his secret lair within the house, Franklin is forced to admit defeat, just as his father just so happens to walk in and hear the whole thing. His father berates him and apologizes to the McDonald company profusely. As it turns out, Franklin's father is a renowned scientist in the world of McDonald Land, Dr. Quizzical, who is also responsible for Hamburglar's bear call, apparently. They all make nice and go camping together, and we then go to our live-action outro, where we learn that Sunday has gotten over his fears, and that there is a sequel to the Dino movie that we saw earlier, and everything is right in McDonald World.
And that, my friends, is the end of Scared Silly. While I certainly wouldn't call this a great first installment or the beginnings of a great animated series, and I would even struggle to call it good, this first one isn't exactly all that bad. It's got some bad parts in it for sure. Some lazy animation shortcuts, some dull, repetitive songs, and an overabundance of songs, to be perfectly honest. There are moments within it where you just end a song, and then like 30 seconds later, it goes right into another song. It's not Barney bad with the cramming of songs, but they could have really cut out a lot of that material. And for its credit, it does have a decent voice cast for the most part. The only exceptions maybe being whoever is voicing Tika and Franklin. Their performances weren't that great, particularly for Tika. Her singing voice was just awful. But the person playing Ronald McDonald did a good job. The person who played Grimace did a good job. Birdie's voice actress was pretty decent. And of course, Hamburglar is voiced by Cow and Chicken, so you can't go too wrong with that if you are a 90s kid. But overall, it's just okay. I wouldn't actively go seek it out if you've never seen it before. But if you have some kind of nostalgia attachment to it, like if you're like me and you grew up with the tapes, it wouldn't hurt watching this. But I don't see too many kids of today's era being so heavily invested in it. Mainly just because the McDonald Lane characters aren't as big of a deal now as they were back then. And in fact, I don't really think a lot of those characters are still in rotation. I think Ronald still is in a few areas, but he's really the last one. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe, hit that bell notification if you haven't already, so that way you're notified whenever we have more uploads. And also be sure to share the video with your friends, so that way the video's view count grows and we can build more of a community. If you have suggestions for future Super Cinema topics, whether they be TV series, movies, or just something really, really odd and obscure that you think would be good for lampooning on the show, let me know down below. Some of you have already done so, and we will be looking at those later on down the pipeline. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching, and until next time, I'm the Super Nerd, and I will see you in the next one.
It's me and my daddy hanging out. I got pretty hungry, so I started to pout. He asked if I was down for something yummy. I asked what, and he said he'd give me his gummies. Yeah. I drink them, I sweat them, I swallow them all. It makes daddy happy, so it's my only goal. Harder, daddy. 1, 2, call me 3, call me 4. I'm daddy's princess, but I'm also a whore. He makes me feel squishy. He makes me feel good. He makes me feel everything a little should. What?
Thanks for watching Forced Respawn. Like and subscribe.